One of the early missions of Extension that continues today is getting information from the university right into the hands of people who can use it to improve their lives. Such is the case with wheat variety trials.
Take to the highways and visit rural Oklahoma. In no time, you'll find a row of orange and black signs just like this. These are the Oklahoma State University demonstration plots, where farmers can see what grows best in their neighborhood.
Demonstration plots are the best way to take what we have in terms of technology and research to the field and get them practical application. And even though they are small plots in some cases, it still gives producers an idea of what's going on, particularly with our varieties that we have, where they can see the side-by-sides out here and see how they respond to the soils and the climate and the environment that we have in these areas.
It's always a benefit when you can compare varieties, because you always wonder, well, is the variety I'm planting the best one for me? Well, every year that could change. It just depends on, my grandpa used to tell me a long time ago, tell me what the weather's going to do and I'll tell you how to farm. Well, it's kind of the same thing with wheat varieties. You kind of get the best estimates you can for the year of the weather and then figure out which variety you want to plant. Well, do you want to plant for dual purpose and graze it? Or do you just want to grow wheat for the grain or seed production? It just depends on what your goal is.
Jeff Edwards coordinates the formal replicated trials that Oklahoma State University maintains.
We'll have around 25 locations around the state of Oklahoma, anywhere from 25 to 45 varieties at each location, depending on how large the location is. So that totals to about just under 4,000 of these packets for 1 year is what we'll need. Depending on what type of trial we are planting, we have dual purpose or grain-only packets. The grain-only packets are based on a 60-pound seeding rate for a 5-foot by 25-foot plot, and they have 60 grams of seed. The dual-purpose plots are, again, 5 feet by 25 feet long, and they have 120 grams of seed, which equates to a 120 pound per acre seeding rate.
Each packet loaded and sorted by hand, each cared for meticulously, and headed to a specific piece of ground.
We have 5 sites that are very large where we test every variety that someone wants to enter. And the top 10 varieties from those sites will make it out into the replicated trials in that area, that region of the state. So those automatically make it in. Then we have about another 10 or 15 slots that I work with the seed companies to fill in some varieties that I think will do well, and then maybe some newer varieties that they want to showcase that they think have a fit. And then in addition to that, we normally test anywhere from 2 to 5 of Dr. Carver's advanced lines at those variety test sites. So that allows us to get those out there in more locations around the state and see how they're going to perform. And a lot of times that is the final determination on whether or not a variety will be released or not, is how it performs in the variety tests around the state.
And those are just the formal trials run by OSU. They also distribute seed for roughly 40 non-replicated trials at the county level.
So these are the bags that will actually go out to the county educators to plant the non-replicated demonstration plots. Now, it depends on the year, but some years we have as few as 12, some years we've had as many as 18. This year we have 15 different varieties that will go out in these non-replicated demonstration plots. The distribution system for this is kind of a hodgepodge. We have some agents that maybe will be on campus for a training or something like that. They'll stop by and pick these up. Our area agronomists really help out a lot with distributing these. They'll come in and take a truckload back with them and then serve as a central point for the county educators to come in and get the seed from them in order to plant the variety or the demonstration strips.
The goal being to put options in front of producers in local growing conditions and help them make informed decisions.
A lot of times we'll have people stop and slow down and take a look. I'm either afraid I got cattle out or something like that because they're slowing down, but more often than not they're stopping and looking at the signs and seeing what varieties that are planted out here. With as many varieties that are out there, sometimes you've got to go back and look at some paperwork and seeing what's different in each of these varieties, because you'll have different maturity lengths. You'll have different disease packages. So you kind of got to look both sides, paper side and visual side of it.
All this gives Oklahoma wheat producers a place to see and examine their next wheat variety. For SunUp, I'm Austin Moore.